Everybody, you're watching the Honor Show, and we are blessed enough to have the very talented, the lovely Angel Joy in the house today. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing really good too. I'm excited to have you on the show. Ever since I heard you on DJ Oreo's album, I was like, wow, this woman can sing. I really want to have her on here. And just so the audience knows too, like it's rare that I hear a singer and I'm like, wow, that really stands out. So you're a tremendous singer.
Oh, I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
absolutely. You're welcome. We'll start right with where are you from?
I am from mid Michigan, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say just Detroit because it makes more sense. Detroit, and as you know, Detroit, in my opinion, has the one of the best artists that I love. One of the best old school Stevie Wonder.
Yes,
Okay, so I know this is hip hop, but we gotta go for Detroit talents. There's many other Detroit talents in hip hop as well. So I'm
absolutely.
from Detroit.
Heck yeah. I'm all about Motown. Any talented music and stuff like that, I'm down with it. I'm into it. So yeah, I mean, any influences you have or people you want to talk about, that's totally fine. Whether they're Motown, R&B, hip hop, Christian, whatever, it's all good on here. So awesome. Do you like growing up there?
I do. I do. I love it because it's a lot of stuff you get to learn, a lot of stuff you get to see, and despite the negative things that is said about Detroit,
Sure.
if you get to grow up and live here, you can really see the positive despite the negative that's put out there. Because again, crime is everywhere, so you can't just say, "Oh, it's dangerous here." You got to be wise where you go. But besides that,
Exactly.
growing up here is amazing. It's just you get to have so much fun. You get to just be yourself and have that talent, that Detroit Motown talent that still is there. It's still there.
Yes. Yes. I love that. I love that answer. It's very engaging. I love it. How is school for you? Do you like school?
I like school. I was online school for 8 years. I was in elementary and middle school. Then like it just transferred over to online school and I graduated last year. So I was like it was a good move for me because I had to go ahead and do online school so I could travel with my mom
That,
because she's a motivational speaker. So I traveled with her. I was like her little sidekick. So it
that,
worked out perfect.
that's pretty cool. That's awesome. That sounds really cool. Well, congratulations on all of that. That's a
Thank you.
big step. That's hard to do. So, congrats.
It is.
Yeah, it really is. Like I keep telling my son, like you got to do these things, and it's hard to do, but if you do it, it's gonna benefit you. Like in the long, it's really what you need. So, congrats. You're someone for other people to look up to and say, look, she did this. She's living her life. That's very good. Thank you. Um,
Yes, thank you.
yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. Who are your biggest musical influences?
Mm. Now I'm gonna do two categories. We're gonna go for singing and then I'm gonna go to rap.
Sure.
First, singing, I'm gonna go ahead and say Anita Baker. I'm old school. So I
Yes.
love Anita Baker. I love me some Anita, Miss Baker.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and say the lovely Whitney Houston. And
Yeah.
then I'm going to say for my wonderful, 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 wonderful neo soul people, I'm going to go ahead and say Miss Lauren Hill. I love
Woo!
her music. Okay, and then also she can rap too. So
Right.
you got Dua that thing, you got everything is everything. You got her in the Fugees. You got a lot. So you got that, and then now to the rap. I'm based on lyrics when it comes down to rap. I know
Yes.
people like the outer appearance when it comes down to rap, but I like the lyrics. The
Me
lyrics
too.
is what really gets me and that flow. So I would go ahead and say a few Tupac songs, a few. Um, like everybody loves. I can't remember a lot of music. I have so much music in my head, so I
Sure.
need help here. I have so many like artists in my brain. I cannot remember every single
Right.
song, so people do not hate me for this.
No, it's
But
okay. Yeah, it's the same for me when I get put on the spot and people start asking, "Well, what song?" And I can't remember half of
right,
them.
right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say "Keep Your Head Up." Is it called Changes?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And I'm Mad at You. I like those
Yeah.
three songs by him.
Classics. All
Okay,
three
and
classics.
I like some J. Cole. I've been getting into J. Cole a little
Ooh,
bit of J. Cole. Um, and he has a song called, I think with the word changes as well. So I like that song too.
nice.
Because he talked about a lot of realness. And now for my oldies, I like a little bit of LL Cool J. I
Yeah,
do. I do.
yes.
Um, okay, now like for Christian rap, I love Christian rap because like they be having the same flow as hip hop. So like
Right.
y'all don't be hating on my Christian rap out there because they be hitting like
Bizzle is
you better
like
compare
Bizzle.
me.
Bizzle can tear it
Yes,
up.
yes can,
I
yes
like
he
Bizzle.
can.
I actually listen to
Yes,
Bizzle quite a bit.
yes, and also is it called? I gotta remember his name. It's called 1K. His name is 1K Few.
I'm getting behind on other artists in that category, but Bizzle I do know.
1K Few. I like his rap. He has a good rap flow. And then also like for the new upcoming Detroit artist, I'll go ahead and say, of course, the one I've collaborated with, DJ Oreo, my
Yes.
bro. So I like all those rappers right now. There's like many more I can say, but the ones that come to the top of my head right now are those rappers.
Nice. Heck yeah. That's a dope answer. I like that. Would you
Thank
say that you like hip hop and R&B equal, or do you like singing more or hip hop more?
you. That's a good question. I would say because like you know how everybody has their profession, everybody has
Yeah,
something that they're they know they're best at, they're like pros at, they're just really good at doing. I'm gonna obviously say for me singing,
sure.
but if I had to rap, I can rap a couple of bars,
Yeah.
but I need a little practice because I can talk really fast. So I
Yeah,
take advantage of my fast talking and turn that into like a flow.
right.
And yeah, kinda. I would say singing first, but then I can go into like that rap type poetry vibe.
Yes. That's dope. That's awesome. That's super cool.
Thank you.
What age did you begin singing at?
I first started singing when I was 4 years old at my mom and dad's church. Um, and I sung "Yes, Jesus Loves Me," and I was 4 years old. My brother started playing drums. I was like, we don't need drums. So I started singing from that on up. And then I got into elementary school, and my music teacher put me in so many musicals, and he gave me so many solos for the Christmas plays. And I sung Beatles. I sung a lot of diverse music, and it was a lot of pop, and that's not something I was used to. So it's so funny how at that age, like 5, 6, 7, 8, I was singing pop, and then like I transferred over to R&B because I was not in an all black school. I was in a diverse school. So I had like a lot of diverse music in my head. So I was like trying to find my own vibe.
Sure.
Okay. So I was like 10 and I went to middle school. And then that's like 2 years before I went to online school. So I was like, what's this music? I'm just now finding about Nita Baker. Who's this? Who's this? I'm like, just my mind's blown from the different, like, just the complete different type of vibe I'm hearing. So I'm like, okay. I paused, and this is what had me stop singing at 12 and 13. I stopped singing. I stopped music. I literally put a whole pause on music at 12 and 13. Then I got my groove back basically at 14, and I started writing music. I have my songbook right here. It is a little old,
Yes.
and
Keep
these are all
that.
my songs in here. So it's a lot of songs, and I have a bunch of papers that I wrote on in my older songbook. It's it's a mess, but anyhow, yeah, I started from four, but for real, like writing music and singing my own music, 14.
Yes. That's dope. That's dope. Keep that book, because when you're super uber famous one day, the next big singer coming out of the D, you're gonna hold on to that and be like, I still got my first stuff that I used to write, and that's awesome.
Right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Is that what you want to do then? Is use your singing as a career and do that for life, or do you have other plans?
See, I have so many other plans, and I don't.
Sure.
Many people would take this in the wrong way, but I'm a humble person. But I would have to say I have so many gifts given from God. I cannot just say singing. I
Yeah.
have multiple talents. So I can't be labeled as a singer. Just
Right.
like, for an example, I had a dream. I wanted to be a doctor when I was little,
Yeah.
despite my other talent. I always wanted to be a neurosurgeon. I couldn't do
Wow.
that because I had other things I wanted to focus on, and I didn't have that drive for just to become a neurosurgeon. So I can't be labeled as doctor. I can't be labeled as artist. I can't be labeled. So I told my mom this a year ago. I said, I just want to be known as just Joy, like the entrepreneur, the girl who can sing, the girl who can do fashion, the girl who can design clothes, the girl who does a lot of stuff, who just has multiple things, literally, not just like trying and knickknacks. I literally have a whole plan book for every single thing I have talent in. I'm not just gonna do something and I can't do it, you know?
Yes. That's awesome. So you don't want to be pigeonholed into one category. You want to be able to go live life to the fullest and be able to do whatever you want in a lot of different. That's
Exactly.
awesome. That's awesome. That's super cool. Um, Tell us about the name Angel Joy. Cause is that your performing name?
See, that's a great question. I'm actually happy about that question because I'm gonna give um I'm gonna give a shout out to my best friend Honey. She's in the UK. So I posted a TikTok 2 years ago, and it was the TikTok. This is so funny. It's a TikTok called, like, the trend was called, "What was your name? What would have been your name that your parent was going to give you, but you got another name from the other parent, like something like that." So I posted Angel Joy, like Angel Joy in my last name, and I was like, yeah, that would have been my real name, Angel, and then probably my middle name would have been Joy, but my middle name is Abigail, so it would have been Angel Abigail, blah blah blah. But under the comment section, my best friend, she commented, and we were close, but we got even closer throughout the time.
Yeah.
So she was like a sister in Christ to me at that moment. Like, she was still close, but like we become even closer through years. But anyway, the comment section, she said, "Oh, Miss Angel Joy," and I was like, "Huh, I like that." I was like, I like that. And then to apply to her starting that, a friend of the family that my mom knows, she told me the most sweetest thing I've ever heard, considering like a compliment to my voice, just my talking voice. She said, "You have such an angelic voice." She said, "If I ever was to die, I would love to hear your voice while I'm leaving Earth." I was like, and she
Wow.
told me this, and I was waking up. My mom brought the phone to me. I was still like waking up out of bed. This was like last year. I was like, huh? I was like, what? I was like, thank you so much. And then prior to that, okay, like this is what the shift, just to get this artist name. More people are complimenting me, saying, "Oh, you have such an angelic voice." When I post my music videos or singing videos or covers on TikTok, so I'm like, all right, so my name is just gonna be Angel Joy then. But I wanted it different, right? So I put a J there instead of a G. So
Yes.
it's Anjel instead of Angel.
Nice. And it's dope too
That's how I
because
got the name.
I noticed that too when I first seen your name on the Angels, and I thought that was cool. I was like, wow, it grabs your attention, and then your voice behind it. It's wow. That's a wow. What that woman told you. That's super deep. I could see it though. You do have a wonderful voice like that. That's why I wanted to have you on here because you have a remarkable singing voice and you have a remarkable talent for portraying what you're singing. What are your goals as an artist? Like, what do you want people to feel from your music?
I want people to feel related to the emotion. And this is not just my music doesn't just target an audience of women.
Right.
My music targets an audience of women or men. That's why I kind of don't add a specific gender in the music, because I kind of want people to feel the emotion and be able to relate to it, whether it's a broken-hearted song, whether it's a song that's like encouraging you, or it's a song that speaks to you spiritually from God to them, like saying, "Hey, like, God is right by you," something encouraging, or either it's just a calm, cool, relaxed song you just vibe to and listen to without having like any care in the world, and it pours into your spirit without you gotta worry about is this song going to affect me negatively or is this going to affect me positively? Because in music, what you sing applies in your spirit. So when you're singing this song, you got to be wise on like, how is this going to affect me tomorrow? Is this going to pour into me or is this going to make me feel worse than I already feel?
Right.
So
Right.
I want to target people positively and I want my music to kind of heal.
Yes. Yes. I love that. I love that. I can definitely hear that in your music. That's super cool. That's one of the best answers I've heard on here yet. Um,
Wow.
yeah. What I always like to ask people this because, like, what has music and singing done positive for you in life?
Um, well, I had mental health issues 3.5 years ago.
Sure.
Music was like my second outlet. I'm a you know how we say hot girl, I'm a holy girl. So, I couldn't resort to wild stuff. I just admired my mother so much. I wanted to be like her. So I couldn't do the wild stuff, like we all have our issues, but I didn't go that far out there. Like
Sure.
I just couldn't. Um and I resorted to music after I resorted to God. Like I got saved in 2021, but I resorted to music and I still talk to God. But that finalize is like when you actually choose to get baptized. That's what really significant. I can't talk. Signifies when you want to choose God. Sorry, there is an alarm outside. I hope nobody hears that. But anyway, yeah. So music healed me, but it wasn't just my lyrics. It was definitely God giving me those lyrics because it's nothing crazy or nothing. It's actual positive lyrics that healed me. And I started writing it down as poetry. Then I turned it into a harmony. While I was brokenhearted, I like sat in corners and just like, I'm gonna let this go and I'm gonna focus on my music and sing. And I didn't have half of the good singing voice like I do now because I improved. Music healed me in a mental way when I went to a counselor and they couldn't do anything. Just the
Amen.
same as God did. So I mean like music comes to second right under God because I swear music was like that outlet. But not negatively though. Like that's the crazy part. It's not me pouring out those negative emotions. I was
Right.
pouring out emotions I wanted to feel eventually, even though
Yeah.
I was in a negative headspace.
Yes. That is amazing. That is super amazing. And I believe God works miracles with people. I believe God works through music and stuff too. I believe that's why it's because
Yeah.
really scientists have looked and there's no real reason why society needs music, but we need it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But
Exactly.
so yeah, that's amazing. I'm glad that it healed you in that way. That's super cool. Music. I don't know if I'd even be here if I didn't have music to listen to and to warp out to, growing up and stuff. So that's awesome. My
Yeah.
next question was gonna be, obviously you're a spiritual person. That's awesome.
Yes.
Good. That's super cool. I am myself too. So I was. It's
Mm-hmm.
we've spoke a little bit about that. So
Yeah, we
um
did. We did. We had a good combo.
yeah, definitely. Then what are some of your favorite albums that people have produced? You don't gotta name like 20 of them or nothing, but just as many as you want.
Mm. I'm gonna go ahead and say because Lauryn Hill mentioned God in some of her songs on this album, I'm gonna say the Miseducation of
Yeah,
Miss Lauryn Hill.
nice.
And she rapped on it. Like you just can't get away from that album. That's a legendary album. You can't get away from that. Like
Right.
if somebody says in hip hop and R&B, if you're saying you don't like this album, like come on, man, are you for real? Like I know everybody has their opinion. Okay, I respect that, but she has like so much multi gifts in music. She's like she gives you like a bit of this, a bit of that. You can't argue. You really can't.
Right.
Um, and then another album I love is like so many albums by Anita Baker, like all her albums. We
Yes.
got Caught Up in the Rapture. We got we have what's the other one? So many albums. I can't even remember the names. All I remember is every single song she made. Like Lead Me Into Love, Angel. Um, you're the best thing yet. Um, and Stevie Wonder. Don't let me get started.
Woo.
Is it called The Hottest Summer in July?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. The Hottest Summer in July. And the other album where he had the song Superstitious.
Yeah.
I don't. I used to love that song, but like I get so confused with the lyrics sometimes. But I still like it. It's still catchy. You see.
Right.
And then for my gospel albums, I do like some Mary Mary. I love some I love me some ooh, I can't choose. I'm gonna have to say we're going all the way back. I don't even know if people will remember these people, but I love the Pace sisters. The LaShawn Pace, when she sung not the only song There's a Leak in This Building, but the other song. Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember, but everybody will know that song. Um, I'm in the chance here. I can't remember. I can't remember, but it's too many. It's too many. It's too many. But I do have the record player, and I do love the album by Michael Jackson. I have it right here. Let me grab it for you.
Sure.
Let me grab it for you real quick. Right here.
Nice.
And this is
Yeah.
from the actual time, so it's like that's like a little legendary thing. I
Right.
love old Michael. I like old Michael.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, like don't get me wrong, new Michael. I call him new Michael because like the whole transition and
Right.
everything kind of set the whole world off. But he still had the same talent in my
Yeah.
opinion. But again, lyrics
He had
matter
some
to me. So
visions.
I listen to the songs that have positive effect. And
Right.
I gotta make sure I read those lyrics.
Yeah.
Cause me being a spiritual person, I have to make sure I pay attention to what I'm listening to. You gotta be wise.
Yep. You do.
Yeah. There's many
Absolutely.
other artists who give you. I can't even remember them.
Sure. No problem. You named a few, and that's cool. That's why I always tell people, just name a few, because I know it's hard when you get put on the spot
It's so
here
hard.
to start naming off things. And I agree. I like old Michael better as well. I like, and even Jackson 5 Michael. Um,
Right?
the newer Michael, as you said, I agree with that, and I just felt bad for because I know, like, I heard about things that he had went through and all of that, and so it's like it all makes sense why. So it's like, man, it gets me emotional for him a little bit. But
Yeah.
he had to fight his own things though and stuff, and nobody could do it for him. So, but
Yeah. When you get in this industry, you gotta it's not called suffer the consequences, but it's like your collateral damage. Even if you do mean well,
right,
it's always gonna affect you, and you'll
right,
wind up looking like the villain. And even if you aren't fully innocent, or if you are fully innocent, you'll still be the villain at the end of the day. So, like, you gotta have a lot of evidence, a lot of backup, a lot of proof. Like, this is not even just about crime. We're talking about like these people hating you without a cause.
right.
So, I mean, when it comes down to
Cancel
things
culture.
like right, like watching all these people up there, I'm cool with being right here. I'm cool with being low. I don't need all that attention. I'm not an attention seeker. I don't want people the only time I want attention is when I'm talking about Jesus.
Yes.
So I can get somebody, I can win a soul and go about my way. And then I don't want to be bothered. I don't want any more attention. I don't even want you can listen to my music. My face doesn't even have to be on the album. You just hear my music, know my name, know that I'm representing who I'm representing, and be done. And then
Yes.
I'm out.
Yes, that's awesome. That's super cool. Um, what was it like being on DJ Oreo's album?
It was fun. It was just like his album is called Freshman Year. It was fresh. It was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
It wasn't same old type of music you hear. Especially when I say Detroit music, I don't hear some of the same beats. I don't. But at the same time, the ones that I find somehow be the same beats. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But it's so much talent in Detroit. And
Yeah.
I feel like he's one of the unique talents because he's this young. Like, he's in his first year of high school, contacted me in my last year of high school, said, hey, you were in the last talent show. Da, 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 da. I was like, yeah. How did this happen? Like we just connected and collaborated.
Yeah.
It was like a breeze. It was a breeze to a park. And it was definitely something that God allowed because I swear it was a great collaboration. There was no problems. There was no issues with the harmony. I like I was like, okay, this is the hook. I got you. Like I was working on it quick. I was like, let
Yeah.
me sing this, make sure it goes along with the chorus. I sung both hooks and he rapped and it just worked. I don't know how to explain that. Like usually it takes people a long time to collaborate,
Right.
to work together. Like for the first time, there's usually
Yeah.
some problems.
Right.
There was no problems.
Wow.
I can't find that one. It was professional. There was no negativity, no drama. Like, he's not like that. He's a very, very good young man. He's a very good young man. Okay? Like, but he's an excellent rapper, though.
Yes. Yep.
So,
He's a super cool young dude. He's a super cool young man. I was gonna say that too. Really, really professional, really cool, and really driven. It seems like that for what he wants to do, and that's super cool. I'm glad you guys got to work. It sounds like you guys are super cohesive, and it just went right
right,
along.
it just
So
lined up.
that's awesome. That's awesome. That's kind of when you know, like this, I'm making the right moves here. It's just working perfectly.
Exactly.
That's awesome. I was gonna ask you how that came about that you got on his album, but you already explained it. So um, we'll go to the next one then. Let's hear. You're absolutely one of the finest, one of the best singers that I've ever heard. Have you always been just a naturally great singer, or did you have to practice a lot too, or was it a little of both? Or does everybody, I'm sure, has to practice, but
Now. Wait, can I call you Vaughn or Dub? Which one?
either one, whatever you
Okay.
want.
Okay, Vaughn. So listen here. Don't get offended because we different races. But I grew up in a school that was majority white people. So I was singing, in my opinion, I love all music because again, a couple of other artists that are white. I love me some Miss Tina Marie. I like a little bit of Celine Dion.
Sure.
And we all love, and gospel wise, I like some Vicky Yohe. Okay, so yeah, and also like Michael McDonald. Okay, I like a lot of. And if you want to go to like different type of music, I could tell you not not Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
All right, okay, I love This Is It. All right, so I grew up in a school where we sung very, in my opinion, not so flavorful,
Right.
and it didn't have enough harmony for me. So I was singing, like, for example, my teacher had me sing Lady Gaga Applause. So I was singing I live for the applause, applause. Like it was so monotone. There was
Right.
no like, but for them, I was singing too loud and too harmony. They were like, "Shh, quiet down." I was too loud on the mic as a 7-year-old. I was too loud
Wow.
for the whole music theater. The other students were like, "Joy, you're singing too loud." I was like, "Am I?"
Right.
I was like, every time it was time to come around the piano for Mr. His name is Mr. Hipple. Um, and he was like, sing this part. I was like, okay. So he had each one of the young ladies sing this part, and he chose me for the solo. I was like, okay, cool. What's up? And yeah, I was never singing half as good as I sing now. And even on the album, my voice developed from that was 7 months ago when we sung. So right, that was 7 months ago when we collaborated. And he dropped the album in October last year. So my voice developed way better. Like I can definitely tell you I studied Brandy and Jasmine Sullivan, their runs,
Yes.
because guess who they got those runs from? Not saying they copied. They
Right. Right.
definitely have their own they have their own, they have their own style. They have their
Right.
own music and taste and everything. But they definitely were inspired by Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
And also, we already know Whitney Houston was definitely inspired by the Aretha Franklin. So you know how it's like a level, okay? So I got inspired by all of them, and I listened to
Yes.
all of their music. I was like, let me, like, I'm put. I say I do this, like, not calling anybody, but I'm listening. Like, I'm listening. I got my ears are open. Like, I'm listening to everything, and I'm like, let me got this. I got this. I got this. I got this. I got that. Okay, I got these runs down. So I practice runs every single year, and to the point I was able to imitate them. And I was like, okay, I'm comfortable now. I can sing. Okay.
Yes. That's awesome. That's man. It sounds like basically they were trying to cramp your style for a long time, trying to dim your light. Like you're singing too loud. Ain't I supposed to be singing loud? I'm singing. Like, what do you mean
Right.
singing too loud? Like, yeah,
Right. Like, well, but how do you want me to sing? Do you want me to sing watered down, or do you want me to sing at my best? Like,
right.
so another thing on how I developed a better voice, and a better singing, and a whole way, like my diaphragm, like posture, learning things that can help improve my vocal tips and everything. I was not mentored, but I definitely had someone to push me. Was, I don't know if you ever heard of this place. It's called Andiamos, and it's in Detroit. It's downtown.
Okay.
I got to sing there like 3 times on stage in front of like a whole crowd, because a nice lady put me up there to sing on stage once in a while. Whenever I came with my mom, we used to just have a little girls' night out, and mom would take me to this super classy place, because
Right.
she's like, any girl, any young lady of mine, any girl of mine is gonna know that she's gonna get treated like royalty by whoever comes and sleeps around her feet. So I was like, yes. And I didn't have a man to teach me that. So my mom was just awesome. Okay, like,
Yes.
life is not about finance, but it's definitely about treating with respect and the utmost you can treat somebody with
Yes.
love. Like, not just treat somebody like, I don't get me wrong, I like pizza and
Yeah.
orange juice and stuff. But it doesn't hurt to walk off the water once in a while. So she took me there, and look what happened. I wind up learning to step out of my comfort zone, because I had a huge problem with stage fright. So
That's a
at
big
13,
one.
14, and 15, I started singing Anita Baker, Been So Long. And she had me sing up there, and everyone was like, wow. I was like, you like it? It
Yes.
was so funny.
That's awesome. That's super cool. What would you say is your favorite thing about singing and performing?
I like to sing and perform because it's just something that I know I can continue to do, and nobody can stop me from doing. And it's a gift that God gave me, and like I can't get enough of saying it's a gift that God gave me, because again, we have to realize and use these gifts knowing that it's a true gift, that you don't have to. No shade to the people who use auto tune, no shade, because it's still a talent, but that's your own type of talent. If you want to go back then,
Right.
we're gonna say no auto tune. Okay, not even the talk box.
Right.
Like, we're talking about legit using your voice as an instrument
Yeah.
without any music, singing it a cappella.
Yeah.
you know I take that really serious, because I want to be a singer, not
Right.
just an artist. I
Yeah.
want to be known with talent, a unique type of talent, not just,
Yeah.
oh, she could do a little tune. I don't want to sound like that. I want you to know
Yeah.
that I can sing, and I have talent, and I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not, and I'm not trying to sound like somebody else. I'm just a singer, and that's what I want to, like, I just continue to want to grow towards, and that's what makes me love singing and performing, because I get to share my gift with people, and
Yes.
it puts a smile on their face.
Yes. Yes. That's dope. I like that. Very good. Um, has your family been supportive of you wanting to sing throughout all of this?
Have I had support?
Yeah, has your family been supportive of you wanting to sing?
My mom.
Okay.
I'm be real.
Yeah.
My mom. There's been some hardships when it came down to music collaborations years ago. It
Sure.
wasn't fully professional, so I mean, that's one of the cases. With, if there's no professionalism in the start, then that's already a bad impression. So don't go forward with that, or you're just gonna have to suffer the consequences of not following your gut feeling. And me being 14 and 15, I didn't follow my gut feeling. I was just excited to sing in the studio, you know? Like, I didn't
Yeah.
care. And I had no manager or anything. I didn't know all the professions of music. So I just, like, I didn't have that much support. But I definitely had the number one support was from God and my mom, because that helped me along the way know who to trust, who to collab with, and get a good amount of advice from. So
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, this is another question I wanted to ask you. Who did anybody introduce you to music and certain bits of music, or did you kind of discover different genres under your own, or did you have somebody that was like, here, this is what I listen to, this is good stuff, or
I would say growing up in church as a PK kid, you hear all types of gospel. So, and no offense to the people who do the kingdom work of God, but everybody can't sing.
right?
So
So you're the preacher's kid too on top of it?
I was a preacher's kid by
Okay,
a preacher, but I'm still a PK kid, but it's
sure.
by my mom now.
Okay,
Makes any sense?
sure, yeah.
Okay.
I know that can be tough sometimes in that
Yes,
shadow.
yes, it can. It
Yeah,
can. And growing up in church isn't what got me saved. I chose God on my own. So,
right.
because just because you go to church every Sunday don't mean that you're saved.
Don't mean nothing. Exactly.
Don't mean
Amen.
nothing.
Don't
It
mean
means
nothing.
nothing. It don't matter how much you sing up in that pulpit and preach. It don't
Right.
matter.
Right. It even says people will say, I cast out demons in your name. I preached in your name. I healed people. And you'll say, I never knew you.
Depart from me.
Yep. Exactly.
Because you didn't do it for God, you did it for yourself.
Exactly.
But anyway, let me not turn this interview into a
Sure.
preaching sermon. Let me stop. Okay, but what I would say is, as a preacher's kid, it's all right. It's all right. It, it's not bad. It's not bad. I would say that I got the inspo from my mom because she can sing,
Nice.
and on my dad's side, there's some talented singers, but mainly I don't know how my mom got the talent because I don't remember anybody on her side singing a lot. Mainly her, she can sing, and I have a similar tone as her because when we sing together, you have like a similar vocal tone more than anybody else I sing with. So I definitely think I got my voice from her. But I kind of took music a little more serious than she did. She did just like, singing for kingdom work, but she mainly is known for her preaching, her motivational speaking and stuff. So I got that from her. But nobody really guided me to like what music I should listen to. I started getting into my own and searching and like finding the music that fit for me and what I could relate to in it and how I can develop my voice better and learn from this specific artist.
Yes. Nice. Oh, I wanted to ask this because I read somewhere doctors are trying to say most people don't develop their own taste for music till they're 14, and I thought that's way off. Is that like how old were you when you started thinking, all right, I want to listen to this and I want to listen to that, and you kind of had your own taste in music?
At 14.
Okay, so maybe that's right.
So it's possibly accurate, but at the same time, like in my opinion, 12, 13, and 14 is like when a teenager, girls and boys,
Yeah,
different ages. It's a little bit, maybe I'm a year or two off when it comes down to male and female, but developing our brain and like our whole growing into a teenager,
mm,
you're still going through puberty around those ages and still on up to like 16. So
yeah,
you're going through all types of emotions mentally, physically, and emotionally. And that includes like spiritually and musically inclined. So that means that you're not gonna know your exact vibe that you're gonna want to listen to. One moment I could be listening to um I know I've been changed by LaShawn Pace, and then the next moment I'm listening to Arctic Monkeys. So I mean, so like it just depends. It depends on you knowing who you are. Like you can be diverse, but you gotta know what's the number one thing that you're gonna listen to forever and it will never change. Like you may like other stuff, but what's that number one thing that just has you on a clutch when you just can't get rid of it? You just love this one. thing, and that's what applies to your music taste.
Yes. Nice. What a great answer. I like that. Um, what would be some of your dream collaborations if you could feature with anybody or work with anybody? Do an album or even a song, whatever you want.
Oh, that's a great question. My dream collaborations, unfortunately, I can't have this collaboration. I don't even, you know what? I can't even collaborate with Whitney Houston because her voice is so good. You don't even, nobody needs to make a collaboration with her because, but anyway, I would hope to collaborate with Anita Baker.
Yeah.
That's one of my dreams. One of my dreams is to collaborate with Stevie Wonder,
Yeah.
musical genius. Um, I want to collaborate one day with um a couple of gospel artists, um,
Yes.
like John P. Key. I wish to collaborate with him. Like I love his music, John P. Key.
Nice.
Um, and I wish to collaborate with a dream. Oh, he's not with us anymore, Luther Vandross.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yes.
And oh, I want to collaborate one day with Layla Hathaway. I love her music, and I love her late father, Donny Hathaway.
Yes. That's awesome. Those are a lot of really good answers there. Um, let's see here. If do you have any plans for college or?
That's a good question. So I am not going to college
Okay.
because I already have a business certificate I got from high school going through my CTE program. So the CTE program already gave me like enough information in business. But I did
Mhm.
want to do like a 2 years associate thing to get more validation and credentials showing on my background and a label, which would be the degree. Sure, I'd go for like business entrepreneurship or business management. But for right now, I'm just going to continue to stick with my CST dream, which is my dream job. I want to be a certified surgical technician. And then after I go to that program, I could actually just say, hey, I want to be a surgical technician and up my pay a couple of dollars and say, hey, let's go to college for 2 years at Dorsey Schools or something or Ross or whatever, wherever. And that could be a possibility if I wanted to do that. But I could just go through the program and, call it a day.
Nice. That's super cool that you already got that taken care of and you got options like that. That's congratulations. That's really
Thank
dope.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel like your voice also gives you purpose? I know you have a lot of other purposes as well. But do you feel like your voice also gives you purpose?
Yeah, every single day. Because when it's times I'm bored and like I may not even have anything to do, I'm always busy. But like when it's just one of those days that I'm able to relax, I wind up not even relaxing and I wind up like resorting to singing. I'm like, I'm gonna go downstairs and just sing and sit at my chair and just sing along to a lot of music and enjoy that peace. And it gives me a purpose every single day because I get to sing some lyrics that encourages me. And when you have nobody else to encourage you, you're able to encourage yourself. And that's something I'm grateful for, that I actually have grown to like my own voice because I used to not like my voice.
Oh,
So,
I know
yeah.
how that is. I know how that is to be like, I don't know how I like my voice, but also I cannot sing for anything. So, um, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. I have nothing to say. I'm just
Okay,
listening.
sorry. If you, do you have any advice for people that, would like to become singers or would like to sing as wonderfully as you do?
Yeah, I have advice. Now, this depends on two ways this could go. Like, for like anybody out there, like, either you want to sing just to, make that moolah because you're able to and you're capable of like having that talent, or either you're there to sing because this is a passion that you have. And it's really a passion that you have. Like, if I had to choose to do something for the rest of my life, it would be singing
Yeah,
because it's something I can do, and it's
yeah,
something I have a passion for. Um, but if it's not something you have that passion for and you had to throw away all your other talents and you wouldn't choose singing, then I'd say don't worry about stressing yourself over that career. Make sure you have a backup plan. Because you may not like that anymore. Not saying you can't do it, You can
Right.
put anything, you can do anything you put your mind to, especially you can do anything in Christ, because He gives you the strength. But in my opinion, the people who are singing with passion, who have this purpose with music and has musically inclined talent, make sure that you do not let anybody get in the way of your 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 road that you're going down, because again, people will try and discourage you, and on top of that, people will try to compare you to others when I don't want to be compared because I'm Joy. I'm nobody else. I'm not gonna sound like anybody else, and if I do, I can't help that. I try to sound like me. I'm not trying to imitate or copy. The only time I imitate is when I'm rehearsing a run or rehearsing a note. So when you're going down that road, the next thing is always remember your your road as an artist is not going to look the same as other people.
Yes.
So you may have the most best talent ever somebody has seen in that year, but you may only have like 20 followers, while a person who can't even sing without auto tune being fully on has millions of followers. Just remember, everybody has different morals. And everybody has a different road. Everybody has a different timeline of when it's their time. So don't get discouraged and say, hey, how come I'm not far up like they are? It takes time, especially if you're keeping to your own boundaries and your own respective person.
Right.
It's going to take longer.
Right. Right. Absolutely. You are very wise at a young age already. I give you a lot of credit because it's that some of that stuff takes people their whole lives to figure out, and they get hurt in the meantime. You already got it, a very good head on your shoulders and go in the right direction. So uh,
Thank you.
absolutely. I know people my age and older in their 40s, 50s, 60s that don't have it together like that. So good job.
Yeah.
Um, is there anything that you want to add that you want people to know about you?
I'm humble and I'm an impatient girl. I have plenty of flaws, but I would not be the better person I am if it wasn't for Jesus. And
Yes.
people are so ashamed to talk about God. They're so ashamed to mention
Right.
Jesus. Like, even the TV don't want you to talk about Jesus. The news don't want you to talk about it.
Right.
I'm not going to be ashamed because I know one day when I die, I want people to know that I loved Christ. Not about my talents,
Yeah.
not about my looks, not
Oh,
about the braids, the hoops, the clothes, the nails. This is not about that. It's really not. At the end of the day, when we all die, we don't take our material with us. So I want to be known that I love Christ. Okay, and I tried to serve him as much as I could on this wicked earth. Okay, so
yes.
that's what I want to be known for, and that's what I want people to know about me. That's it. That's it. And I have a kindred spirit, and I mean the best for others, and I wish the best for everybody who's watching this.
Yes. That's awesome. That's one of the dopest answers I ever heard. That's super cool. Hey, I want to thank you. That's pretty much all the questions that I had for you. And you answered so candidly and openly, and I thank you for that. And it's truly been an honor to have you on the Honor Show. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. You always got an open slot on my show if you ever want to come on here and talk about anything, or if you're ever promoting any of your music, you want to come on and talk about it, you're always welcome.
Yes, I have some future projects coming up too. I have
Yeah,
I have I have some future projects, and I'll give you the name of the song. I'll give you the name of two of the songs.
yes.
One of the songs are called Truth Is, and shout out DJ Oreo because he made two beats for me. And he actually had one of the beats for me, and he wound up giving it to me because it fit perfectly for my song.
Nice.
And it just worked out perfect like that. But I already had a song made and we worked on it together. And I was like, I want the beat to sound like this. So he made the beat for me. And that song is called Truth Is.
Yeah,
The next beat he just given to me this year, that song is going to be called Fury. And it's not going to be something you think it's going to sound like. It's called Fury, like the word furious, but short.
yeah.
But in reality, the lyrics are completely different. It's not
Wow.
that negative.
Awesome.
So
That's
those
cool.
future projects coming soon. I can't tell you a specific date, but just be on the lookout.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, keep us updated. We're eagerly awaiting any music that you're on or anything that you do, because you're very talented and you put your heart and soul into what you do, and it's very awesome to see, and it's refreshing to see someone who's got their head on straight, who loves the Lord, who's working hard and doing what their passion is, and living that, and that's totally what you're
Yes.
doing, and it's very, very commending, and it turns a light on to other people and inspires other people as well.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you very much for being on here, and we'll do it again sometime. God bless.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.